your membership in the Blues Society or get t-shirts or get some of the Mick CDs, we do have them out there, so come visit us. And other than that, we are very, very, very happy and proud to welcome to Gainesville, Mick Kolassa.
How you doing? Good. It's great to be here. Well, tonight you'll discover why I normally play with a band. You've already heard all the good guitar playing you're going to hear until Paco comes back. Because we decided we're going to finish up the show together and do what in Mississippi we call a guitar pull. So we're just going to sit down and swap songs back and forth and see what happens. I play what's called free-range blues because I got tired of trying to explain to people that blues is a big tent and I like to live in every corner of it. So they'd say, well, you're from Mississippi, because I lived in Mississippi for 30 years. They say, you're from Mississippi, so where in Mississippi? I said, well, I've got a place in Clarksdale that's in the Delta. So you play Delta blues? Well, sometimes, but my main house is in Oxford, which is in the hill country. So you play hill country blues? Sometimes. But I play Piedmont blues, and I play Chicago blues, and I play old ragtime blues. And so rather than trying to explain to people that blues is a big tent, I coined the term that I play free-range blues. So I'm going to take it. You're going to take a trip with me, and we're going to go back to 1934. A guy named Tommy Johnson, back when he wrote blues songs that had double entendres. Mr. Jelly Roll Baker, let me be a slave. Gabriel blows his trumpet, let me rise from my grave for some of that good jelly, good to my weary soul. Well, it's good for the sick and it's good for the young and old. I was sentenced to murder, first degree. Judge wife called, said let the man go free. He's a jelly roll baker, got the best jelly roll in town. Only man can bake jelly roll with his bag hamper down. There's a man down in the hospital, shot full of holes. Nurse left a dying man to get some jelly rolls. She said, I gotta have that jelly, good for my weary soul. Rather let a man lose his life than to miss my jelly roll. She said, now who taught you how to make such a good jelly roll? He said, nobody, ma'am, it's just a gift to my soul. I'm the jelly roll baker, got that sweet jelly roll. It's good for the sick, it's good for the young and old. She said, well, let me put in my order. 3 weeks ahead, that jelly you bake's better than my home cooked bread. Gotta have that jelly, good to my weary soul. Just like Maxwell House coffee, good to my weary soul. That song has made more money for me than all my other songs put together because the people at Sirius XM liked it so much they played it 4 or 5 times a week for over a year. Now, you know, if I get a stream on Spotify, if I get 10,000 streams on Spotify, I might make about 17 cents. One spin on Bluesville is going to get you anywhere from $27 on up. And so that worked out pretty well. That song paid for the entire album. That album, by the way, was an acoustic album called the Blind Lemon Sessions. And so I wanted to come up with some songs. I wanted to write some old songs. Well, I'm old, so I guess I can do that. So this is a song from the 20s. That's how old it is. It's way, way back in the 20s. Text me, baby. Please light up my telephone. Text me right now, girl. I'm sitting here all alone. I want you to hit send right now so I can hear that that special tone. Text me, mama, want you to do your part. Text me right now, mama, I'm waiting for you to start. And please, 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 send me that emoji with a heart. All your texting drive me wild, almost make me scream. And I just go crazy when you send me that special meme. Text me, baby, text me like you like to do. Text me right now, baby, oh, I need you to. And if you text me right now, girl, I'm gonna text right back to you. So that was my attempt to write a classic old blues song. Have fun listening to a lot of the old music. One that really hit me nicely, I'm going to play it way early. It's on a new album I've got coming out. I've got 2 albums that will be coming out this summer because I've got nothing to do but music. So my 11th album will be coming out. It's number 11. It's called I'm Just Getting Started. And the 12th album will be called They Call Me Uncle Mick, because they do. And I figured I had to own it when I was at a club on Beale Street, and Kingfish came running in and he said, Uncle Mick, I haven't seen you in so long. It's okay, I'll take it, I'll take it. So I did come out with an album last year, Uncle Mick's Christmas album. It was the #1 R&B Christmas album in the country last year. The #3 holiday album. I beat Norah Jones by 2 slots. But that's because I took and drastically improved a Mariah Carey song. I think she owes me money. But anyway, so I'm gonna go way, way back. Some of you may know that I'm a recovering academic. I was in the School of Pharmacy at Ole Miss for about 30 years. And but I was working in healthcare at the time when there was this revolutionary change and this little blue pill came along. But before that, there were these blues. And Bo Carter wrote this amazing song, this showing up, the reason I'm going through all this, my album, They Call Me Uncle Mick, this is, I think, the first song on the album. Now listen here, folks. Don't starts out singing another song off. Well, listen here, folks. One thing's for sure. My old pencil won't write no more, 'cause the lead's all gone. Oh, the lead's all gone. Yeah, the lead's all gone. My pencil won't write no more. Lay down on my bed just to write a line. Damn pencil dropping all the time, 'cause the lead's all gone. Yeah, the lead's all gone. I can't write no more. The lead's all gone. Lies down on the bed, down on the floor. Damn pencil won't write no more, 'cause the lead's all gone. Yeah, the lead's all gone. Oh, the lead's all gone. My pencil won't write no more. Well, I wish that pencil would write a little better. Love to write my baby a sweet love letter, but the lead's all gone. Yeah, the lead's all gone. Well, the lead's all gone. My pencil won't write no more. I hugged and kissed her all last night. Wasn't nothing doing, that pencil won't write, 'cause the lead's all gone. Yeah, the lead's all gone. Oh, the lead's all gone. My pencil won't write no more. You can sure tell when a man's pencil's gone wrong. His lady's always wandering from home, and the lead's all gone. Well, let's You ought to know your pencil won't write, you gotta let her go if the lead's all gone. If the lead's all gone, yeah, the lead's all gone, my pencil won't write no more. A wonderful song. We recorded this album, and it's 100% acoustic. There was one instrument, and the whole album was plugged in, and that was a vibraphone, because the little baffles that Flat needed, we couldn't find a gerbil that could keep pace. But got some old jazz musicians to come in and play drums and upright bass for it, and they're still laughing at that song. Because I guess the lead's all gone. It's really a tragic song. Okay, a few years ago, I was at the Daytona Blues Festival, and if you'd ever been to the Daytona Festival, it was happened early in the day, and then you'd get out and it'd go to Bahama Breeze, and there was a jam, and it was almost always just musicians from the stage would play in the jam. So I was over there, and Kenny Neal's band was playing in the jam. Kenny wasn't there, but his cousins and brothers were. And I had just come out with an album, The Ghost of the Riverside Hotel, and had a particular song on there that I'll do after this song, called One Meatball. And Kenny's brother said, "You." I said, "What?" And he said, "Kenny played that damn song 13 times today." I said, "Well, I guess he likes it." But, so we got done with the jam about 11 o'clock, maybe a little later, and I walked across the parking lot, and I bumped into Kenny Neal. And so we had a short talk for a couple hours, catching up on things. And so it's late, and I get over to the hotel, and there, floating in the pool, is Victor Wainwright. Dear friend of mine, I've known Victor forever. Victor and I both lost about a guy and a half over the past few years. This was pre-weight loss for Victor, so Victor floating in a pool, it was quite a sight. But we talked, and his guitar player had just left the band, and he brought on Pat Harrington, and so we talked about that, and I said, "You didn't lose a thing with Pat coming on board, he's a great guitar player." So I looked at my watch, and it was really late, and my iPad is slipping. And there's probably a medical condition for that too. But I looked at my watch and I said to Vic, "Man, it's tired and I'm getting late." Now that's something I've said for about 50 years. But it's the first time he heard it, he said, "Oh, Mick, that'd make a great song." So even though it was tired and I was getting late, I went up to my room and wrote this. And then the next morning I said, "But Vic, you have to play on it." So he did. But he's not here, so we'll do it without a piano. The first date lasted just a little too long. They kept on asking for one more song. Ran like hell to make the second show. I hit the ground running, now I'm walking kind of slow. Started out good, but now I ain't that great. 'Cause it's tired and I'm getting late. Well, the sun's coming up, I need to lay down. Been all over this crazy old town. You know, I've been playing the blues, sipping on shine. Been on my feet the whole damn time. Should have held off, but I just couldn't wait. Now it's tired and I'm getting late. Well, yesterday it all sounded so good. Thought I could handle it, I think I used to could. Don't know what I had in my head. Now I'm feeling about half past dead. Thought I could take it, but I must be a lightweight. 'Cause it's tired and I'm getting late. One long night I thought I'd give it a try. Now I can't even keep open just one eye. Gave it a shot, but I should have known. Now I'm trying to drag my old ass home. I love my music, it's this crap I hate. 'Cause it's tired and I'm getting late. So, as I said, one meatball. Let me just get on soapbox. Josh White needs to be in the Blues Hall of Fame. If you haven't listened to Josh White, dig up any of his music and listen to it. An amazing musician. I highly recommend his song Free and Equal Blues.
Yes.
It's recorded live, which is why I can't, this song is just crazy, complicated, wonderful. It's just a fantastic song. Highly recommend Free and Equal Blues. This is a song he is best known for. This song has been done by so many people, including Bing Crosby. But when they did it, they always did it as goofy. It's called One Meatball. And friends of mine have done it, and they always did it goofy. But it's a sad song. The first time I played it for my daughter on Thanksgiving, she said, "Dad, that's the saddest song you do." I said, "Good, because that means you understand it." Little man walked up and down, found an eating place in town. Read the menu through and through to see what 15 cents would do. One meatball, one meatball. Man could afford just one meatball. Told the waiter near at hand, simple dinner he had planned. Guests were startled, one and all, to hear that waiter so loudly call, "What? One meatball, one meatball." Man here can afford just one meatball. Little man felt so ill at ease. He said, "Some bread, sir, if you please." Waiter hollered down the hall, "You get no bread with one meatball, no, one meatball. One meatball. Get no bread with one meatball." Little man felt so very bad. One meatball was all he had. In his dreams he can still hear that call, "You get no bread. One meatball, no, one meatball. One meatball. Get no bread. Get no bread at all. No bread, no bread with one meatball." We cut the basic track for this song, and we were doing the post-production work at Soul Sway Studios, which happened to be the studio that was in Victor Wainwright's house. And he heard it and he said, "Mick, I don't care what you do, I'm going to play on this." And he did. And he did a couple of takes and it was fantastic. Vic is just amazing. He said, "I want one more and I want everybody out of the room." And he played the most ethereal, most amazing solo. I was almost shivering as I listened to it. And I said, "What in the world came over you?" He said, "I just looked out the window at the trees and let my fingers play what they needed to play." And it was just, it's perfect stuff. So wonderful, wonderful memories of, recording. It's a lot of fun. It's my hobby. Now I live in Memphis, where I'm within walking distance of 4 different recording studios, which is why I'm cutting so many albums. I'm still going to do 2 more this year. So this is a song that will also show up on the next album, I write songs all the time. I write songs as often as I go to the bathroom. Well, as often as I used to. Now that I'm a little older, it's a different story altogether. But anyway, I got to thinking about songs. I used to have contests with friends in high school. Can you sing a song about this? How about boiled cabbage? Sure. Boil them cabbage down, boys, turn the whole cake around. So, and I came across a subject that I couldn't find any songs about. That's mentioned in songs, but not a whole song about. Well, people write songs about all kinds of things, from frogs to moons to beer. They write songs about kids, songs about love, and tell them things that ain't too clear. People write songs about all kinds of things, about whatever they please. There's a search high and low, hard to find any good songs about cheese. Well, think about it. Well, cheese is just so wonderful, from mild to pungent and more. Stinky Limburger to mild mozzarella, there's none I don't adore. Sharp Camembert, luscious Gruyere are equally likely to please. It ain't much better than smoky old cheddar. Oh man, do I love cheese. Oh, cheese, can I have a chunk, please? I get down on my knees. Please don't tease. It'd really be nice if you give me a slice. I'll pay any price. I don't want to ask twice. Cream cheese on my morning bagel, Colby on my sandwich at noon. For supper fondue, a cold on blue, dessert made of mascarpone. Stilton, Jack, Asiago, feta, pecorino, queso fresco, or brie. If it made from curd, got my word, it's gonna be fine with me. Oh, cheese, please don't tease. Can I have a chunk, please? I get down on my knees. It would really be nice if you give me a slice. I'll pay any price. I don't want to ask twice. My only regret is that my cheese-loving mother never got a chance to hear that. I do want to give credit to, I did not used to be able to hit some of those really low notes, but I had a bout of COVID in late January, and it left me with a lower range that I don't have to warm up for now. It was the one good thing that came out of it.
Those of us from Wisconsin, thank you.
Well, for those, I'm from Michigan, so it's, but Wisconsin, I understand. And now I'm going to look, do I go to Sargento or Kraft, or who should I try to get to license this song for sync? I mean, somebody's got it. I'm a generally positive guy. I can write some sad songs because sad things happen. I think I'm physically, clinically immune to depression. I cannot be clinically depressed. I can be sad, but it can't last long. I've got friends who unfortunately can't resist. My wife, my wife's death was brought about from self-medication for depression that she just couldn't deal with. She smoked and drank herself to death. But I'm not here to talk about that. No, I might later. But so I always try to, look at the better things. Try to get people to, cheer up. And this song came about. This is going to be on album number 11. I'm just getting started. And it'll be lucky enough. If any of you have been fortunate enough to hear Eric Hughes play, an amazing harmonica player, wonderful songwriter. Eric is the only person other than me who's been on every one of my albums. And so Eric plays a really great part in this. But from here it's hard to tell if it was that Canadian string, the A. You know, I always been a dreamer, always looking to the stars. Wise man once advised me, don't just settle for where you are. I keep my eyes on the horizon, instead of looking at the ground. Not always sure where I'm going, but I'm always amazed at what I found. They say that wishes don't come true. They say that someday never comes. I'm here to say, instead of giving up your dreams, go out, dream a bigger one. Gotta know when to fight, gotta know when to give in. Giving in ain't giving up, it's a chance to start once again. So I'm just gonna keep on dreaming, keep looking past tomorrow with a grin. Hat got in the way, sorry about that. Moving on towards better things instead of living back where I've been. They say wishes don't come true. They say that someday never comes. Here to say, instead of giving up your dream, go out and dream a bigger. Dream a bigger, go out and dream a bigger one. The problem with writing so many songs is I have trouble remembering them. You know, I could blame COVID for the COVID foggy mind, but I've been this way a long time. When I first heard this song, my jaw dropped. Because Rosemary Clooney was singing this song. I later heard it done by other people. I put it on my album, The Blind Lemon Sessions, which is called that. It's got nothing to do with Blind Lemon Jefferson. I was in Germany. There's a guy there who has a record label, Blind Lemon Records. He wanted me to do an album for him, and I said, well, I've got a label of my own. See, instead of playing guitar, I let my ADHD take me to different places, so I do things like start a record label, because I needed to figure out a way to lose money. And you could only buy so many guitars to lose money on, so I had to start a label. And then COVID came along and killed CD sales. And unfortunately, one of my artists. So, and if you ever heard Kern Pratt, who did some amazing stuff, and we lost him to COVID. But anyway, boy, that was just going to the wrong place for this song, but let me bring it. I want to be seduced. I want a woman who take me out to dinner for two. Want to see her eyes get moony, flirting with the thought of what flirting ought to do. I want her to be real cool. Want her to think about getting little me in bed. Well, we can talk about the Magna Carta, Puerto Vallarta, and something that Gandhi said. I might demur politely, alter slightly. She tries to fondle my knee, and I'm relatively certain I'd compromise if I know me. I want to be seduced. I want a woman who talk to me suggestively. Want to hear her say she'll be here with me tomorrow morning as we're sipping hot jasmine tea. I want her to make me laugh, make a point about touching me whenever she talks. Seeing all them other fellas get jealous as they mumble in their beers and gawk. But it seems it only happens when I'm napping, nodding in my reverie, and I finally find a woman who wouldn't mind seducing me. Yes, sir. As I mentioned, I lost my wife a couple years ago. She died in the middle of COVID, but not of COVID. So I'm in this weird place. We've been together 46 years and 3 days. which were 30 of the best years of my life. And we did so much together. As I said, it was cigarettes and alcohol that took her out. So the last several years of her life, she went from being my wife and lover to my patient, and I didn't notice it was just me taking care of Molly. So one of the first things I did after she passed away was I said, I gotta move. We built the house we're gonna live in for the rest of our lives. I just didn't know it was gonna be that short. So I moved. I looked around at different places and thought about moving down here. Got a lot of friends in Florida. Thought about moving back to Michigan, and I said, wait a minute, God, don't. I've got family out in Washington State, and I thought about that. But I said, you know what? I got more friends and more activities in Memphis than anywhere else. So I moved to Memphis, and it worked out real well. And but I'm in this strange case. A good friend of mine lost his wife. She was a dear friend, Retta Amakatsu in Atlanta, if anybody who knew Retta. But Ken is trying to figure out what to do. He says, I don't know how to be single. And I said, man, I can feel your pain. And, and besides, I hang out at blues clubs, so what am I going to do? Pick up a drunken woman, that's single ladies in bars. That's not exactly, online dating, but standing in line dating. But so there was this attractive woman at Rumbley a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, well, let me see. So I went up to her, and my God, I haven't dated since 1974. So what do you do? What's your sign? She said, slippery when wet. I said, bye. Anyway, somebody told me that he covers this song. I wrote this song when I was a lot younger, not realizing that I was going to get older. I just recently turned 35 for the second time. And it's kind of chilling to realize that when he was my age, Jimi Hendrix had been dead for 43 years. Perspective there. But I wrote this song as I approached senior citizenship, and it just seemed right. And it's this song is actually the reason I got back into recording. I had done some records in the 80s. I did an album called Trout Tunes and Other Fishing Madness. It was all songs about trout fishing. I've since graduated to saltwater fishing, and I've got an EP of saltwater fishing songs coming out later this year too. What the hell? But this song I wrote, and I was playing around with it, and people asked me to come and sit in with them at some jams, and pretty soon people heard that and said, oh, Mick, you need to record that. And I said, well, recording one song doesn't make sense, so I wrote 11 more. And it started me back into, pulled me out of my cap and gown and into my fedora. So, I just had another birthday. Thought came over me. Suddenly I'm not half the man I used to be. I used to hang out all night long. I could party like a kid. Can't do that anymore. It's something that I used to do. Yeah, I like to think I still got what it takes. That's just my foolish pride. Gotta face the facts. Time ain't on my side. Now I got money to burn, ain't got the energy to spend it. Look like I missed my turn. I get up in the morning, I can't bend down and tie my shoe. My heart said, let's move it, the rest of me just flat out refuse. Yeah, I'd like to think my belly was still flat. That's just my foolish pride. Gotta face the facts, Gotta face the facts. Time ain't on my side. Ain't no doubt about it. Time ain't on my side. But I'm here to tell you right now, it's been one hell of a ride. Thank you. Blues fans can often identify with a song like that. And I'm quite proud of myself. First of all, Time Ain't on My Side flips a Rolling Stones song on its ear. And to say, suddenly I'm not half the man I used to be, it's pretty cool to steal a line from Paul McCartney, so you got to get it where you can. So anyway, I'd sung that song for so long, and it got to thinking that, yeah, I said I had to face the facts, but I'm still not facing them. You know, I'm out, 7 years ago, I was 100 pounds heavier than I am now, walking around with a cane, sometimes 2 canes. That was the closest I got to cocaine's, but I mean, I had to, I've been to Belize 39 times to fish, saltwater fishing, fly rods, tarpon, you know. I had to quit going because I couldn't handle the bouncing in the boat. The chop was more than my back couldn't take it. Since losing the weight, I've been back 4 times, so I'm back. But before I was totally back, and this was in the middle of 2020 when I was writing all kinds of songs just to try to keep myself occupied, living in isolation out in the middle of nowhere. It was easy to lose weight in 2020 because I couldn't eat out in Mississippi, which means, because I mean they fry their salads there, folks. I mean, so anyway.